Welcome everybody to a look at a new BFI release, and it is 1965's Die Monster Die, also known as Monster of Terror or The House at the End of the World. So this is directed by Daniel Haller, who did the Dunwich Horror, which is not a film I'm particularly fond of, but because of the cast in this is that's the main reason why I got this. So it's a science fiction horror film clocking in at 79 minutes long. Saw the excellent Boris Karloff, who I still keep finding to be great in films that I've not seen before. So consequently, I've seen him in a lot. I've seen him in 43 other films. Easily one of the most prolific actors that I've ever seen. But recent favourites have been the likes of Bedlam, Lord, which he played a completely different kind of character as per usual in his filmography, and Targets. Also stars Nick Adams, who had a very varied career. He had American releases like Rebel Without a Cause and Picnic, British releases like this, and also went over to Japan to do kaiju films like Invasion of Astro Monster, which is part of the original 15 film series of Godzilla, and Frankenstein Conquers the World. And finally stars Susan Farmer, who's in the likes of Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and Rasputin the Mad Monk. Yeah, when American student Stephen Reinhardt arrives in the English village of Arkham to visit his fiancée Susan Whitley, he has no idea of the horrors waiting within. Invited by Susan's mysteriously ill mother, Stephen is greeted acrimoniously by Susan's father, Nahum, who makes it clear this visit is an unwelcome intrusion into the ornately furnished halls of the Whitley estate. For Nahum is hiding a dangerous secret. So even though this is nothing special, it is nonetheless thanks to an intriguing first act and a rather fun finale that this is far from boring. Plus, Boris Karloff is endlessly watchable, which all combine to make for a predominantly engrossing effort that thankfully doesn't outstay its welcome. The rest of the cast is also really rather decent. It is well paced, has a solid production value, especially in terms of the look of the estate that they're living in, and also the look of the creature that is lurking within in the basement. The score is also good. It is well shot, has plenty of atmosphere. The use of vivid colours helps set it apart from similar films. Really did remind me of Hammer horror films in terms of the use of colour. But the use of colour here is also used in terms of special effects and lighting, and yeah, it just really looks quite cool. And in some regards, kind of reminded me of giallo films from the 70s and early 80s. And yeah, I like the setting overall. Like I said, it's a really well good setting that is well produced. Yeah, not my favourite Karloff film by any means, but I certainly enjoyed it more on this watch with this release than I did in originally. So I give it 3.5 stars out of 5, which is fairly reasonable to be honest. So if you didn't know already, this is a film that is based on the on a H.P. Lovecraft novel or story, one or the other. So there's the disc. We get no reverse artwork, unfortunately, but I do believe that is the original artwork anyway. We also get a booklet. And inside we have your the spoiler warning, by the way, for this. So I'm not going to show you the first image in the booklet because it is a bit of a spoiler warning there. But we've got a write-up called A Menagerie of Horrors by Stephen Jacobs. And then we've got All the Colours of the Cosmic Dark, H.P. Lovecraft and the Unrepresentable by Xavier Aldana Reyes. And then we've got credits in the rear. There's the great Boris Karloff himself. If you're ever wanting to get into acting and you're worried that you're going to get too old for it, just remember that it wasn't until he was 44 that he got the Frankenstein role, which obviously, ignited his career, and, he was in films for a good, 30, near 40 years after that. So, yeah, never worry. Sometimes later is better if you're an actor. And then we've also got So Anyway, Where Have We Got To by David McGilvery. And then we've also got a whole host of special features on this as well. And yeah, about the presentation, this was supplied to the BFI by MGM and is presented in high definition in its original aspect ratio of 2:35:1 with the original mono audio. So yeah, that's fairly good. Yeah, the quality of the Blu-ray looks pretty good. No issues with the picture, no issues with the sound or anything like that. And then on terms of special features, we've got a lot. So we've got commentary by Vic Pratt and William Fowler. So it's a new commentary that was recorded for this release by the authors of The Bodies Beneath, The Flip Side of British Film and Television. Then we've got a Karloff conversation. That's also from 2024, clocking in at 19 minutes long. The BFI's Vic Pratt discusses Die Monster Die with Stephen Jacobs, award-winning author of Boris Karloff, More Than a Monster, and the Karloff Compendium. Then we've also got scenes from Let Me Die a Monster from 2024 again, 14 minutes long. Selected sequences from an as of yet unreleased film fantasy loosely inspired by incidents in the life of Die Monster Die co-star Nick Adams. Performed in a read-through staged and filmed exclusively for this release. It's cool. Then we've also got Nick Adams and Die Monster Die from 2024, clocking at 7 minutes long. So writers Ken Hollings and David McGilvory look back upon the life and career of actor Nick Adams and remember how they become fascinated with his film work. Then we've got Cell Monster Cell, clocking at 12 minutes long, again from this year. Long-time film publicist Tony Tweedle, whose credits include Dracula, Prince of Darkness and The Blood on Satan's Claw, records his work on Die Monster Die. Then we've got The Peaches from 1964, black and white, 16 minutes long. So The Peaches is a surreal coming-of-age fantasy about a young woman and her insatiable passion for, wait for it, peaches. So, yeah, that sounds a little bit on the weird side, I guess, but, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, then that's all well and good. Don't think there are any other extras. We've also got Image Gallery with an extensive array of promotional stills from Die Monster Die, and a theatrical trailer with optional audio commentary on top of that. So, yeah, really good release, to be honest, with plenty of extras. You got the booklet as well, and like I said, the Blu-ray itself looks really good as well. So on top of that, so all of that, as well as the fact that the film itself is really rather good, it's yeah, all in all, a really rather good release and another solid effort from BFI, who themselves have only just announced that Seven Samurai is getting a 4K release, which I'm really excited for. So yeah, and based on all of their other work that I've got from them, I'm sure they'll knock it out of the park. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you've seen this film already, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.